Episode 5 is about navigating the tricky waters that relationships are, and as most stories go, things change, people evolve.
Gomez and Henry both have strange information from the future that they're going to be inevitably best friends.
I'm friends with a time traveler.
Are you though?
Young Henry and young Gomez despise each other.
Well, according to you, we are.
According to me, what does that mean?
Well, not you from the future.
You're like, in no world will these two ever be best friends. You know, knowing that Gomez is in love with Claire.
I don't have feelings of that kind or of any kind for Claire.
Oh, sure you don't.
You don't choose your lover's friends.
I've seen you before.
Where from?
If we had been having a pleasant drink, maybe I'd have told you. At the end of that, nothing progresses. I don't like him.
How's he supposed to be my best friend if we don't like each other?
Claire still prefers older Henry.
Future you is awesome.
Stop preferring me to my face.
You know, he's the stable, thoughtful version.
There's exactly one of me in the world, and I'm coming second.
And young Henry's the dumber version of himself.
Thank you for the feedback.
She thinks he needs to be better.
Claire is introducing Henry to her family.
There it is.
So this is the young man in question, is that right?
It's a big step for them, particularly as both of them know that further down the line they will be married.
You're a librarian.
Yes.
So what are your long-term plans?
There's certainly a kind of will for her family to accept him.
Is that the meadow?
Yeah.
And in the woods, there's a clearing where we're going to meet.
She takes Henry 28.
Smaller than I thought.
But then I suppose everything's bigger when you're little.
And puts him in the environment where she'd always known that older, wiser Henry.
You keep looking disappointed that I'm not him.
Well, you keep not being him.
She releases her frustration by being frustrated with him.
This is the absolute climax of Claire's dissatisfaction about Henry not being who she expected.
Careful.
She's got these treasured memories.
It's kind of old.
It's old and really special to me.
And here is reality striding negligently through them all.
The past is what didn't kill you. The future is what definitely will, and in between is the only thing that matters.
More than anything, he wants to cling on to now and not fall off into another time.
Suddenly, he time travels back to the biker bar and gets the shit kicked out of him. It was amazing.
Here we go. Older Gomez delivers the best closing argument speech of his entire law career. The camera on top of the building there has got a partial of you, and now we've got a full face on you. Thank you. After Gomez saves Henry, they get to have a real stripped-down moment.
I do like you.
That's where he starts to understand.
He sees, oh, this guy just talked down a biker gang. I get you now. We are friends.
How can I like someone as hot for my future wife?
Gomez, he's absolutely thrilled that he knows a time traveler. And oh yeah, it's going to break his heart because it means he and Claire will never be together.
I've known she was in love with you since before I knew if you were a real person. Gomez makes amends with himself. I knew I was never going to be with her. We're best friends, Henry. Or do you think there's some other reason why I just saved your ass?
Then time travels back to the middle of this lunch in the country.
They're a formal family. They sit down, they have food brought to them.
They're kind of uptight, waspy family who have a lot of their own demons and secrets.
Henry will be down in a moment.
We learn what Claire used to think they were like and what Claire realizes they're like.
It smells absolutely delicious.
And to then have a very disheveled man who's clearly wishing to make a good impression kind of come down.
You're bleeding.
Oh, sorry.
Lucille, the mother, she's a rather vague, slightly depressed person at times, but tremendously proud of her children.
The cellist and the artist.
I'm an art student, Mom.
Henry was going to pass with flying colours and he wasn't going to time travel.
Do you know what I've had enough of? Everything.
And then it all kind of culminates to a point of Claire erupting.
Your daughter is a hairdresser, and she is perfectly happy about it. Your other daughter is an art student, which means she better get good at bank robbery because, sorry everyone, she's gonna marry a librarian. Thank you for the fucking soup.
Henry finally sees
Where's she going?
the drawing that young Claire did,
She's looking for me.
and he sees the love in the drawing.
He finally realizes who he has to become, a better version of himself, and what better way to do that than to cut his greasy locks off
Can you help me?
and become the older version of himself.
I'm here now.
A revelation of seeing Henry in the clearing, knowing that the haircut has happened, knowing that the change of clothes has matured him.
Clare, Abshire.
There's a huge sense of relief.
Will you marry me?
Oh my God, at last, here he is.
This guy who's patient with me, who's kind to me, I'll let go of the fantasy version and commit to the real one.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
He finally becomes the Henry that Claire wants.